Right, good afternoon. Welcome to the job interview.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Right, can you tell me something about yourself?
My name is Keunhwi, and I'm a Korean student who is currently studying in Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, and I'm a fourth-year student majoring in accounting. I can say that I'm a really meticulous person, so I always look into things thoroughly, and I can say that I'm good at analyzing data. So in my previous internship experiences, I can say that I help my managers really efficiently and effectively. So especially in the previous internship experience in audit department, I was able to help my managers really effectively. And I can say that I'm a person who has also a global experience, so I can say that I can see things in a broader perspective.
Oh, tell me a bit more on your ability to see things from a global perspective. Can you share with me an experience that shows you have that?
So actually, since I was in elementary school, even though I'm a Korean, I lived in 4 different countries. I studied in Philippines, Singapore, America, and even Hong Kong. So I experienced different kinds of cultures. So I experienced and understood different cultures deeply in my experience. So I can see in a broader view, not just specified as a Korean person, but in different perspective with different cultural backgrounds. Yeah.
Right. Also, were there any previous teamwork experience that shows you have that demonstrate you can practice this understanding of intercultural insights?
So actually, when I was in the first year university, actually it was a COVID situation. So I did a study leave for 1 semester, and I actually opened a small business with my Filipino friends in Korea. Actually, I opened a small coffee shop, but actually it was not that successful than we expected. And we were in a red ink, so we were having no profit at all. But I suggested them because I did a market research instead of just giving up the business, and I found out that Korean competition in coffee shops are really severe. So I did a market research, and I found out that Korean consumers are way more way more price conscious, and they really wanted a cheaper price coffee. So I suggested my friend to cut down the cost by 40% and to increase the size of the volume of the drinks to from 500 milliliters to 800 milliliters. But actually they all disagreed with my statement. But I convinced them with my analysis data, and then I convinced them, and I was able to do it for at least a month. And from a writing business, even the profit was really small, I made it a black ink business. So by having different kinds of friends together in a business with different cultural backgrounds, I convinced them with my research analysis and with my cultural understanding, and I was able to make a better outcome. Yeah.
Right. So is your coffee business still running?
Actually, we just sold it after 2 years because we were all busy. Because my friend went back to Philippines and I was in the Korea.
Okay. Does it earn any profit after 2 years?
Yeah.
Oh, it did. Okay. Good. I am just curious in your coffee shop experience. Are there any unexpected events that happen or unexpected situation that happen, and how did you tackle the unexpected situation?
So actually, when you open a business, my Filipino friend was also in the coffee shop selling coffees on the cashier. But actually some Koreans elder people doesn't know how to speak English that well. So it's hard to communicate with the Filipino cashier people, and when they take an order, since my friend cannot speak Korean also, it actually had a problem. And actually there's also a tendency that some Koreans look down on Filipinos. So there were some blacklist consumers, but I was able to convince my friend properly and talk about the situation, and I was able to change it to a part-time people, and I was able to make the consumers feel better and also my friend to feel better. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Here are 4 stacks of cards.
Yep.
So it's a collaboration between Disney and also Bicycle, which is a renowned poker card brand over the world. So with these sets of cards, I want you to tell me, if you are to sell these cards, tell me which market will you sell it to, and then explain the rationale.
if I were to sell this card, I can simply sell it to gambling, gambling business related thing, like a poker pub or like poker pubs. Actually, currently in Korea, poker pubs like Texas Hold'em pubs are really booming right now, and a lot of Koreans started to get interested to Texas Hold'em, and then that kind of thing is not just gamble, but they're changing the Texas Hold'em more like their what do you call that concept about Texas Hold'em, instead of gambling, they're changing it to like a somewhat mental sports, like just e-games, you know. So since it's booming right now, I want to sell this to people, and I want to insist that this card is not for gamble but the mind sports. Yeah. So I want to sell this on like Texas Hold'em pubs or something. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Are there any questions are there any questions you would like to ask about the position that you're applying to? Do you have any questions about the position you're applying to? This is a KPMG summer intern position.
So actually, I did some internship before, but like even though I tried experiencing in an internal audit department once, I did not try to get into specific projects together with my managers, because at that specific intern period, there were no projects going on at all. So I just did simple Excel works and other some works that's not related to concrete project. So if I will be given a chance to become an intern, and if I will start doing a project, will there be any like specific accountancy or internal audit like hands-on experience needed for me to do?
Right. Okay, I need to be honest. It depends on the team that you'll be joining, because whether the team has project or not is out of our hands. It depends on customer, and then how they close deals with the customer. But then I'm interested to know, you mentioned in your previous intern experience, you're just doing some simple Excel work. How do you feel about doing those or handling those Excel work, which you named them simple?
Actually, at first, it was like somewhat like not really fun, because I expected way more. I wanted to really learn a hands-on experience on that specific project or what internal auditor does, but I was somewhat not really happy about it at first time. But as I did it continuously, the manager started to give me more like harder Excel works to do, like comparing thousands of entries. And at the time, I was not really well adapted to like XLOOKUP, VLOOKUP functions on Excel. But at least I started to learn XLOOKUP, VLOOKUP functions, and I was able to be more like professional on Excel things. So I think it was still a good experience for me.
Okay, thank you so much. I think this is the end of the mock job interview, and do not stop the camera, do not stop the recording yet, because it's feedback time. Right. Thank you for sharing the experience of running coffee shop. I think this is an experience which not just for this job, but other jobs that shows a lot of qualities that you have, and then you've managed to try to give more details on action you've taken and also the results. And yeah, I think you've successfully applied the STAR strategy. And then on the visual side, I want to sit still. The reason why I booked this room is for these chairs.
Oh.
Because students like rolling because they're nervous. They're trying to think of, I don't know what's the next line. So they're nervous. They roll, and then that happened when you first sit down and then do your self introduction and then the first part. But then more as time goes, you sit still, and then it's like that's okay. So I know this is unconscious, but during an interviewer, you're nervous.
Yeah.
Okay, and then another thing, which is quite small on the visual side, if you want to put your hands on lab, then continue throughout. But at some point, if you feel that you're one of those who will want to use some hand gesture, if you want to put your hand on the table at the very beginning.
Oh, okay.
The reason is, this is not about language, but then it's about some people are very sensitive because they don't know you. Obviously, you're a
Yeah.
stranger, but we are not strangers, right? Because we are instructor and student. Because they don't never know what is under the table, and all of a sudden, if you move your hand up, and then people are like, oh, what are you trying to bring from underneath the table? So make a decision. If you want to keep your hands on the lap, then keep your hands on your left row. If you think that you will talk with using some hand gesture, just put it on the table, and then use some hand gesture. Make up your mind. Okay, this is the second thing. And then for the last question, I mean, towards the end of the interview, you've asked me a question, will you be able to follow up on some projects and gain hands-on experience because your previous intern experience was that. Right. I would, from the way that you asked this question, I will wonder. Okay, so you're complaining about your previous internship experience. So after this internship experience, does it mean that in your next interview with us, after you finish your summer intern with us, are you going to complain the same?
Oh, yeah.
That is not very. That doesn't sound very professional, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then I have a past student complain in class about, oh Fiona, I don't like internship jobs. Like, why? I'm doing photocopying all day. Oh, okay. And then I asked the student, what documents are you photocopying? I have no idea. Oh, do you have is there a pantry in the company? Yes, there's pantry. Okay. How many people have you talked to in the pantry? Have you tried to reach other people? Because I'm only an intern. How many departments are there? Which department are you interested in getting? I have no idea how many departments they have. Yeah, photocopying job, but actually with other occasions, in other occasions which you can create for yourself, you can understand a bit more about the company and about the company culture. So maybe if you want to ask, oh, will I have the chance to get into have experience in real project? Just keep it that way. Don't complain about, oh, in previous job it's just Excel and so. Actually, using Excel, there are a lot of things, right? You can learn. And then think from the company's perspective. If I have somebody come in new and not ready, I take the risk to give them a case or to work on. What if that person is too green and then it ruins things? So this is from their perspective. Or rather use, I'm interested to know what are some current projects or what are some current projects you're working on, and will I be able, if they say, oh yeah, and then good. Or maybe you want to ask about, how many teams, who am I going to report to, and then will I be assigned to a particular team? These are more
Practical.
practical questions to ask, I think. Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much.